Hello, Fort Collins. I'm Mayor Wade Troxell, and on behalf of the Fort Collins City Council, I'm issuing a special proclamation. The special proclamation is to celebrate the life of George Floyd. It's also to mourn the death of George Floyd, and it's also to bring to light our community concerns, searching for justice, and examining the causes to the death of George Floyd. So with that, I'm issuing this special proclamation. Let me read the proclamation. Whereas, a safe community requires open communication, diverse perspectives, and a foundation built on trust. And whereas, the recent deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery are part of a long history of violence perpetuated against Black individuals in this country, including by law enforcement officers who dishonored their oath to protect all people. And whereas we recognize the role of local government has played a contributing part to the systemic racism and the responsibility of local government to partner with others to dismantle it. And whereas thousands of people locally and nationally are protesting the patterns of systemic and institutional racism that are all too often a matter of life and death for Black and Indigenous people and other peoples of color. And whereas the national attention is focusing on this issue against the backdrop of a global pandemic that is disproportionately affecting the people of color, especially Black lives, in terms of infection rates, fatalities, unemployment, housing stability, and more. And whereas the United States Constitution ensures the right of peaceful assembly and forms of protest have served as a powerful calls to action and has affected meaningful change throughout our nation's history. And whereas the city of Fort Collins and the Fort Collins Police Services shares the desire for an end to police brutality, to foster a police culture invested in trust and accountability, and to create equitable, inclusive community where peoples of color feel safe. And whereas everyone who lives in Fort Collins deserves a police department that is caring, professional, and that listens and responds to the needs of the community. And whereas every community member has the opportunity and responsibility to listen, to learn from, and to act upon in support of those in our community who are most impacted by racial inequalities. Now, therefore, I, Wade Troxell, Mayor of the City of Fort Collins, do hereby proclaim the city's commitment to institutionalizing equity, inclusion, and justice in the City of Fort Collins and encouraging our community to work with us and each other to improve racial equity in Fort Collins. Signed, Wade Troxell, Mayor. Thank you.